Hello, my beautiful besties. How's everybody doing? Did everybody have an amazing weekend? So today we're going to be testing out yet another foundation. I know, but this one was actually sent to me. I've never heard of this brand ever. So I'm going into this completely blinded, which makes it even more exciting if you ask me. But I'm super excited to try and test out all the claims to see if they hold true. This is going to be a wear test. And the brand that I'm talking about is called Lanera. Have you guys heard of this? But yeah, I'm super excited to try it out. I love testing out, like I've mentioned before, foundations, skin tints, all of that. I love going into this blindsided because it's definitely going to be a first impressions video for sure. So if you want to see what this foundation is all about, like I am, please continue watching because we're about to get into all that right now. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is definitely going to be a first impressions video. I've never even seen a video about this. Now, the only negative that I will say that I noticed right off the bat is that I went to their website and there's only 10 shades available. So, but the range is pretty good. They sent over 2 shades. I don't know which one is going to work for me. I kind of, gave them an idea and I even sent a picture of me. I'm like, you pick out the shade, but they actually sent me 2. They sent me L4, a buff beige, and also L3, a peach. So I'm just going to see which one works best for me. So the claims on this foundation is it's full coverage. It doesn't settle into wrinkles. It hides all age spots, flawless look, oil controlling, doesn't get cakey, 24-hour wear, and lightweight. So those are pretty big claims. I did notice too on their website that it even says it can cover tattoos, pimples, you name it. So, when a full coverage, that just kind of worries me, especially with mature skin. But I did see a lot of ladies on the website that were, had mature skin. So you just never know. But this is the packaging here. It kind of reminds me of, oh gosh, what is it? Lancome or something. Just the packaging itself. It's super lightweight. It just feels a super light, the bottling or the packaging. And you get 1 fluid ounce. So this one here is the light peach. It does say to shake it really well. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm just going to place a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to blend it out because I am going to see if it does oxidize as well. So this is the light peach. So, I mean, that possibly could work. Yeah, you just never know. Sometimes once you blend it out and everything, it does change or darken or lighten up sometimes too. So, okay, this one is all for buff beige. And let's see that shade. Ooh, that does look pretty good too. I bet you if I mix the two, it would be like the perfect shade. So I don't know which one to really go with here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like on camera, I think this one, the buff beige, I think that's what it is. I keep saying it and I keep forgetting. I want to call it something else is the problem. Yeah, it's but buff beige. I think I'm going to go with that shade there. So I do have it on the back of my hand. Again, I'm going to try it a little bit just to see if it does oxidize. Okay, the only thing I have on my skin right now is my normal skincare, and I did finish everything off with this here, the Revia Beauty. So I thought this would be really good just for extra moisture because this one really creates that beautiful bounce to my skin and that extra hydration that my skin definitely needs. And this is the Signature Skin Dream Barrier Cream. I've been loving this. Okay, let's get into this wear test right away. I want this to be a shorter video because I've been pushing out some really long videos. Okay, so I hope I grabbed the right one. Yes, this one here. So I'm just going to place a couple pumps in the palm of my hand because I have this on the back of my hand. And let's just begin, you guys. And I'm not even going to use a pore filler. I should have probably soaked up my excess oils around the T-zone, but it is what it is. Let's just see how it performs without any of those tricks that I normally do. I will say even though it says that there's no perfume added to this, and it also said that it was cruelty free, which is really important to a lot of people, but I'm almost getting like that slight paint scent to it. Um, Not as strong as the Wet and Wild one. You guys know that one just has that really potent paint scent. This one doesn't. It's not as intense, but I don't. It goes away really quickly. But yeah, I got it. I got a whiff of that right off at the bat. Let me just see. That blended in really quickly. Um, Ooh, okay. Honestly, I did not have high hopes how this was going to look on my skin, but so far, initially, it looks pretty good. I probably placed a little bit too much product. If I was to use this again, I definitely wouldn't apply that much. I feel like, yeah, this one would be better, the less is better type scenario with this foundation. But I do love how quickly it blends in. It doesn't seem super greasy or heavy for sure. The thing about me is I can really tell how a foundation is going to perform and look, how it sits on my T-zone. And especially because I did not, soak up my excess oils. This is really going to be a good test on how this looks on the skin. Um, I'm really Actually, I'm just impressed. I'm just surprised. Like I said, I honestly did not have high hopes. Usually, when brands, especially brands I've never heard about before, reach out to me and want to send me something, I get a little nervous. They didn't ask anything of me. They didn't even ask me to post about it, nothing. So that's why I did agree to it. A lot of times they'll be like, oh, you got to do this, do that. They did not. They just wanted me to try it out. So that's why I did agree. I like really how it's setting on my nose, to tell you the truth. Especially because there was a lot of lotion and oils just sitting on top of it. Yeah. Hmm. Not too shabby, you guys. And I will say the claim of it being full coverage is definitely true. The only place that I'm really seeing, I don't know, it's not even a problem or a potential problem, I'm going to call it, is around my mouth. Now, you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, you do know that foundations are tending to look kind of, questionable around my mouth anyway. So there's just that potential that it's going to, if it dries down really dry, that could be a problem. But other than that, I love how it's sitting in between my brows here, because I do have a lot of pores through there, and it's not, I don't know, it's not creating that, oh, I can't explain it. It's almost like sometimes like foundations will go in there and almost look like it's powdery and it looks white inside the pores. It's not doing that. So, I mean, honestly, I really can't even play around with this much more because it blended in so quickly and it looks very nice. There's a soft radiance. It's not overly dewy, if you ask me. Yeah, you guys, right now, as of right now, I think it looks really good. So what I think I'm going to do is go off camera, apply the rest of my makeup. I'm going to let this set even longer. I'll come back and see if it does oxidize. But again, this is what it's looking like. I think the buff beige is the perfect shade. I'm glad I chose that one. So, yeah, honestly, if, I think if it doesn't oxidize too much or anything, if somebody wants this peach one, I'll do a giveaway on one of these for sure, and you can have it and try it out yourself. So yeah, let me just go off camera. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, see how it dries down, come back and let you guys know my thoughts on this foundation. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is pretty much applied. I'm just going to do some finishing touches here. But what I do have on my face already, I forgot to tell you guys what I used on my eyes earlier. I used my palette by Dominique Cosmetics. This is just a nice everyday palette. So I use this shade, and just a little bit of the black. So just very a basic look. But I love this palette. And then for my bronzer, I use my one by Moira. I love this one. It just blends in so effortlessly. And I use the shade 250N. And then for my blush, I use this one here by Morphe. And this is in the shade Cabana Club. I love these. There's 3 different options. This one here is a cream. This one's like a topper situation. And this is what I have on right now. Super beautiful. And this one is a matte. And then for my lips, I use my Maybelline Lifter lip liner in the shade On It. And then I went over that with this one here, the Maybelline Glaze. And this is in the shade Espresso Kiss. Look how beautiful that shade is. I was super intimidated, but it's not too, I don't know, crazy, but yeah, I just love these. They're super hydrating, and I do love this shade. It's going to be perfect for the fall. Okay, you guys, so let's finish off this look really quick, and let me just take a look at my skin, because this has been on for maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes already. I was doing another video, and it looks pretty good, but I can tell this is definitely one I'm going to have to set. I can already tell that I'm looking just a little bit, not greasy, but oily through the T-zone for sure. Yeah, I can just really tell that this might slip around. You know, I could be wrong, but I will say with my oils coming through, it does look pretty. I'm just a little nervous how it's going to last, but other than that, I think it looks super healthy. Around my mouth, it's still looking questionable, but it hasn't gotten worse. So we're going to see how long this lasts. And let's just see really quick if it did oxidize. So this is the 2 shades here. This is the peach. This is the buff beige. So this one here is the peach. I'm just going to place a little bit of that. And not really. If you ask me, I'm not seeing a huge difference there. I mean, very slight. I mean, this I use quite a bit, and it's fresh and it's wet. So yeah, if it does oxidize, I would say just very little. Let's go in with the buff beige and just see what it looks like next to that. So again, just very slightly. If anything, it turns more of a cool tone, a color, which is nice. It doesn't turn yellow, which I truly appreciate. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is just set one side of my face like I always do. And I'm just going to use something very, I don't know, average, I guess, nothing fancy. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild. Don't get me wrong, this is a great powder, but I didn't want to use, something high end. I just want to use something that's going to, just to see how it will work with just like a more affordable powder. And let's just set the right side of my face, and I'm going to use a pretty generous amount, and I'm really going to buff that on the side of my nose like I always do. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, for my what is it, concealer, I did use my It Cosmetics concealer. I've been really loving that one lately. Oh, this hair, you guys. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on that side, and then I am going to go back in with just a little bit of the blush, and I'm going to use the matte one, or the powder blush here, and just go over that little shimmer just a little bit. And let's just add a little bit on this side as well. And hopefully I didn't add too much, but you know me with my blushes lately. So that looks really pretty. I do love this color or shade. And then what I think I'm going to do is just set the one side of my face with my setting spray. And I'm going to use my one here by Turtur. So let's just place something here as a barrier. And just set the one side of my face. But I am going to take my sponge, spray a little bit like I always do, and just set the under eyes just so those don't crease throughout the day. And let's read up just a little bit more about this foundation because I just really want to see if all the claims do hold. Yeah, it's $29, 29.97 by the way. Oh, the sale, there's a sale. Usually it's $60. I think that's a little crazy, but yeah, right now it's 29.97. Hopefully that's just always the price. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, so that's nice. It says be flawlessly confident with our Lanera Soft Matte Liquid Foundation. It easily blends into all skin types. I do agree with that. Blended in super, super quickly. Gives you a flawless, stunning look that lasts all day and night. We will see about that. So let's just see too if it does transfer at all. I like doing that as well. So I can't find my little, oh, here it is, my little cloth here. I'm going to really wipe down this phone right here. And as you can see, it is pretty clean. Let's go in with the side that's not set. And I'm going to just press that against there. Yeah, that does transfer pretty good. And now I do have some cream products, but that was pretty good transfer. Let's go in with this side that is set with the powder and setting spray. And there is some transfer, but not as much. So again, I'm just curious to see how this does last at this point. But I mean, I really like how this looks on my skin. I am not going to lie about that. I don't even know what I can, compare it to. Um, yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe I will have a more better of a comparison later, but right now it just looks very, very nice. It looks hydrated. My skin looks healthy. It's not accentuating my pores. If anything, it looks like it did fill those in just slightly. If I had to say something about it, even, negative, I would say that it does maybe accentuate some of my texture here, but not as bad as some foundations I have seen lately. So, you guys, I don't know. It has potential for sure. Okay, so let's see what time it is right now. With the wear test, it is 2:24. So hopefully I will be able to keep this on till at least 9, 10 o'clock at night. I will let you guys see it in natural lighting. So I'll be back in just a little bit here. And yeah, you guys, yeah, I'm super excited. I have high hopes and we will just see how long this foundation lasts. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like in natural lighting, and it's a cloudy day here in Arizona. So yeah, I'm like, what is up in the sky? Those are clouds. I haven't seen these in a very long time, but yeah, very unusual to see clouds here in Arizona. But anyway, this is what the foundation looks like. I was trying to think what it compares to, like I mentioned earlier. The only thing I can kind of compare it to is the Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, not exactly because it didn't fill in the pores like the Charlotte Tilbury did, but just the way it sets on my skin. It just looks very pretty and natural. I love, like, again, the glow that is peeking through there. So again, it's just going to be a matter of how it wears. I love testing these indie brand type of foundations because it's always nice to find just something different that nobody's talking about. So I'm super happy they sent it to me. But anyway, this is what it looks like. Let me know in the comments what you guys think from here. On my point of view, it looks good, but you never know. Like I said, when I go back to editing, it could be something completely different. All right, you guys, I will be seeing you probably in 6, 7 hours. So see you in a bit. Okay, I did it yet again. I fell asleep on the couch. It is now 1:01 a.m. I don't mind when I do that during these wear tests because then we get a really good feel of how a foundation is going to wear. I mean, we went well over what, 10 hours. So let me come a little closer so you guys can see what this foundation is looking like. I am a little oily through the T-zone, but I still have a little bit of the makeup on the nose, which is a little surprising. So I will say definitely the side that had the powder and setting spray has lasted a lot longer, I feel, than the side that didn't, that I didn't set. So That is the huge difference there. I just said right from the beginning that I knew this was a foundation that I was going to have to set with powder because it did already start creating some oils. What was it after the hour mark? So somebody that had oily skin, I don't know how this foundation would work for them, but if you have dry skin like I do, I think this is really a good foundation. I think during the dry months coming up in the winter time, this is going to be a very good foundation for me. But let me take a really close look. I haven't even really looked at this foundation. Okay, through here, in between my eyebrows where that usually will bunch because I wear glasses, and for some reason it tends to do that with almost all my foundations. This one has not. It's really still intact there. The only place, like I said, that I do see the most the wear is around my nose. On this side that I didn't set has a little bit of bunching right here at the corner of my nose, but this side does not. Around the mouth where I was a little concerned, it looks pretty much the same as when I applied it. Actually a little better. It doesn't look as textured through here. So I honestly like this foundation. The way that it wore was actually a little similar to the Natasha Denona one that I tested out. So on initial application, it reminded me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury, but the wear it wore like the Natasha Denona. So honestly, I'm super happy with this foundation. I would definitely wear this again without a doubt, for sure. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to need the peach shade, which is this one right here. So if one of you would love to try this, yeah, I'm going to have a giveaway for this foundation. So you know the rules. Just go down in the description box and all the rules will be there. You know, just follow it completely. And I guess in this giveaway, just write the name of the or put foundation or the name of the foundation. Either one, that would work. That way I know you're in this giveaway because I have a lot of giveaways going on right now. All right, you guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you were looking into this foundation, if you've seen it somehow, I'm going to give this one, if I had to grade it, I would give this a B plus. I mean, again, I really do like this foundation. The only negatives, again, is there's not a lot of shades to choose from. And there was that slight paint scent when I first applied it, but it went away very fast. It didn't linger whatsoever, and it's not something that would deter me from not using this foundation again. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, share, do whatever you can to try to get this video to be pushed out. I truly appreciate all the time, you guys, all your efforts that you do, do to try to help me get my videos out there. I truly do appreciate it. All right, you guys, I can't wait to see you again. I love you so much. And until next time.